Good morning, everyone, fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is Guy. I'm hoping you guys are doing good today. I hope you have your coffee. Ready for us to get started on this. Ready for us to continue on this. Still working on the same project I've been working on for a couple of days now. I've been redoing the main console for spacecraft. The primary spacecraft don't have just the main dashboard, if you will, the instrument panel. So I've already decided that some things over here are systems and they're start systems, and that's just the way it goes. Landing gear, for example, is over here. I was thinking about it. Maybe APUs don't belong over here. I'm not 100% sure. So this is the overhead panel. And so I'm going to actually pull this one up as well. So what I have noted is that these are reversed. So the panels are reversed. So we're going to just get in close here. I'm going to rotate this guy. Image, rotate canvas. Losing my brain here. Rotate, flip, canvas. I don't know what happened there, guys. Just kind of having issues. All right. This is this upper panel. This is the overhead panel. I want to do both of them at the same time, so I need to decide what goes up here on this overhead panel. So the first thing I'm going to do is the same thing I just did over here with this panel. I'm going to go on ahead and just add in this. Make sure it's the right size. It is. Okay, good. I'm going to make sure it's white filled with black. We're going to just go down here to the bottom of this panel, and then we're just going to go all the way up and all the way over to make a square. The reason we kind of want it to be square is because when it's square like this, then I can have just a square panel fit over it, and it will all fit fine. If it's not a square panel, then we've got a little bit of a problem whenever we try to get these panels to go in there, because I'm going to make it on a different thing so that we'll have a lower res version of the panel for whenever we're not close on the cockpit controls, and then we're going to have a higher res version of it, which is going to be what we will do whenever the cockpit controls are close-ups. And that's going to be because we're going to have two different layers. And what you'll notice is the problem with 3D is when I have things that are really thin, like thin line work, and I'm too far away from that object, the thin line work starts to look like dotted lines, or it starts making up something that doesn't exist. So I want to kind of address that. So we're going to do that this will be the upper console. The reason I'm not going through this section over here is because this section is going to have to be built somehow with the actual console by itself. So we're going to then bring this up to, say, 20. Is that what I want? Yeah, that's what I want. So we'll come here and go like so. Go across like this. And go up. All the way over. And then down. All right. And now what we'll do is we'll select this intersection here and say File, New. And it already kind of knows, oh, it doesn't know because this isn't, doesn't really matter. Main console, flight controls. What we'll do is we'll say copy. Right. And we'll say paste. I pasted it right there, which is fine. And then what we'll do is we'll fill it with black so we know how big it is and where it is. And we want a large console panel like this, so I'm going to make sure that this is one where I want to make sure that I am exactly up against this corner as much as possible when I do this. Because what we're about to do is enlarge this. Inbigonate. We're going to inbigonate this thing and make it bigger. You're the reason why I'm having itchy nose, bug. So we inbigonate. So we're down to the edge right here. There we go. And we hit OK. Right? And now what we'll do is take the excess over here to the right. And we'll say change canvas size. There, we'll come in here like so, get really close, and go right to, like, say, here. Split the difference. There we go. Now we've inbigonated. This panel is now exactly the width and height of the panel that it needs to replace. So what we're going to do now is say save as. And this, we'll say upper panel.clip. Now the thing that's going to be very big about this upper panel piece that we're going to have to deal with is I'm going to put the throttles up here. So I'm going to have it so that the throttles are up here on this forward panel. Okay. But for right now, what we need to make sure we're doing is getting a very solid rectangle up here. The question really is, when I do these throttles, should I be putting them this far forward or backward? Where am I? So maybe what we need to do, let's launch DAZ and let's get this thing going. And let's take a look at this system inside DAZ. I don't know if I want the entire pilot house on here, though. All right. So looking at this control set, the biggest problem we have is all of these guys are flipped, all these normals, which is why everything's in reverse, by the way. And let's see if I can't flip the normals back on this. Here. Normals are, which way does this face? That's what a normal is. So the program knows that one side is inside and one side is outside. But one of the ways that we make these work in a sort of a cheaper way of making it work is conserving, oh man, conserving the amount of processing power we need by not actually doing what we call ray tracing, right? So it doesn't actually ray trace these areas. It just guesses that this part needs to be shaded because it's facing one direction or the other. So what you get is what we're doing here, which is normals, which is a function of 3D. Right? This makes it a whole lot easier for the program to see where everything is, because you just essentially said this is a facing forward normal, and this is a not facing forward normal, and yada yada yada. Now we can see all the things that are outside are now looking correctly, like they're supposed to be going the right way. I don't know if that's a normal, it's flipped. Let's see. Yeah, it was. There we go. Now I think everything is flipped the right direction. Nothing is kind of weirdly aligned or anything like that. We can see the control panels just fine. Everything looks good. So before we kind of had something that looked remotely right. But it wasn't. And there used to be a way where you could make it be fuzzy. And that's just not the way we have it anymore. And by fuzzy, I mean that you can make it operate you could make it show a little line on each face, which would tell me which way the normals were painting. So if the normals were pointing the wrong way, then I'd know to hit that one and fix it. I can't seem to get it to do that, so not anymore anyway. Used to be a way to make that work. Yeah, well, that's that. It doesn't matter. This is fine enough that yeah, that helps a whole lot. Because it's not trying to do stuff now. There. All right. Now that we've finally gotten here, one of the things we're going to do now is we're going to create a new primitive. And this one's just going to be a plane. Going to accept. This plane will be lower control panel. I'm going to take a look at the top for this thing. All right, we're going to take this plane and switch back into the scene navigator and the translate tool. I'm going to scale it all the way down. Nope. We've done now is we've done this. So take this main console and just temporarily save it. I'll save it as I don't know, we could just save it as went ahead and save it as the correct thing. There's no reason not to. So we'll take this guy and we'll say surfaces, plane, right? It doesn't really matter what his angle is, but we'll go ahead and do that anyway. Drop that down. No refraction, no anything. Ambient strength. We'll bring this up. It's all the way out to the top of this. Interiors, interior textures. Pilot house. There we go. Right. And now we don't have to worry about it, except that it's totally upside down. But other than that, it's fine. Now we can actually look at what this content looks like on the actual control console. And you can already see that there's a marked difference between the way the controls look to one side I did not expect that. The gap's not big enough that it's going to actually make much difference. So I'm going to hold that here. And we'll be able to see pretty quickly how this actually looks. You can see the difference between the buttons that are up here on the top and the controls that are down here as we hit that side of this, right? And just already it's a massive difference. Even from this side. I think we'll call that that. and say that's good enough. The problem that I have is I really want to put the throttles on the right. But I feel like the throttles may not work unless they're on the left. Is that really? Doing the weird thing. That thing where it selects the furthest back face. And I've never understood this. Every 3D program I know does this. If you click two things, that one thing is closer than the other, it will always select the thing behind first. I've never understood why we have to make programs that do that, but apparently we do. And why it's never been fixed. In all the years, it's never fixed from the face closest to the camera. It's always the face furthest from the camera. I'm just trying to make sure that all of these are outside. We can also kind of look at some of the ergonomics. For example, there's a type-in pad here. How are you supposed to do that? That's literally like this type. This is hard to do. I can't imagine doing that. So I might take that pad out. Keyboards in Bellatrix Rising are like stenographer boards. I think I finally. Oh, no, not you. There we go. Keep thinking I finally snagged every weird polygon on here. And I find like another one that's still screwed up. Here we go. There we go. We've updated it. Now I'm curious. Doctor of Philosophy, Anthropology. I'm in. Oh, I'm running to the wrong people. Aha, says me. Doing all of this the wrong way. I'm going about this the wrong way. I need to be emailing people. So I'm looking at opening. There we go. Well, now the question really is, do you guys want to sit here and watch me write an email to undergraduate or to the undergraduate advisor for anthropology, or should I bomb out of this stream, which I may just do? Maybe a time to bomb out of the stream. I'm not seeing people on here really necessarily. It's not saying there isn't any, but I'm not seeing people necessarily dropping in on this one. So I'm going to go on ahead and drop out, go on ahead and write this email. Then I will see you all tonight for tonight's stream. I hope you all have a wonderful day and keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.